Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am fine. What about you, ma'am? I'm doing
I'm
well.
doing great, thank you.
All
Okay,
right,
how was your day, ma'am?
I am good. How are you? How is everything going on?
Everything is going, ma'am, fine. And tomorrow our school will reopen, so we will busy in our new session with zeal
Right.
and enthusiasm, with smile. We will have to reopen our school, our
So
classes, our session. So that is the things, ma'am.
you're all set for tomorrow?
Yes, yes, ma'am. All is set, and we are ready now. Mm.
Uh, the orientation, as in the first day normally for the new students. Do you conduct orientation session?
Yes, ma'am. But no, in the government school, there
Mm-hmm.
was no much more pomp and show. It's a normal, we can say.
All right. All right. So there's nothing extra or extravagant that
Yes,
happens.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Has it started raining or is it still a hot summer?
We are no, ma'am. In Rajasthan, some parts is flooded with rain, we can say. And in my region, yesterday it rained, but today it's a blistering hot. And now and then we are no, it rained here sometimes drizzling here, but in Rajasthan climate is hot, ma'am, whether we are no, it rained or it not. No, our climate is hot and it will last first of the
Mm.
October. After that we can say the climate and weather will change and we will get some moderate weather.
Right. So irrespective of the weather, it is always hot
Could
in
you
the day.
raise your voice, ma'am, little bit? Could you raise your voice? I am not getting.
Sure, no problem. Let me check my volume first. Yeah, it's okay. Decent. Good enough. Okay. I said otherwise, as in irrespective to the weather, to the climate, it is always hot in Rajasthan, is what you want to say.
Yes, ma'am. Always it's a climb. But in winter, ma'am, extreme, we can say the cold also. In Rajasthan, climate is extreme level. W- Winter is also extreme and summer is also extreme.
All right. So today, do you have anything in mind that we can discuss upon, or you want to kind of just have a normal conversation, like a chit chat?
Yes, ma'am. I have read a quote, ma'am. We suffered more often in imagination than in reality. So, if you allow, so we can discuss because I like the quote more. And we nowadays, especially people are in much into overthinking, and we often, I am also included me. Hmm. We often know making no more making mountain out of a molehill. So we have a habit. So shall we discuss? Do you agree we suffer more often in the imagination than in reality? Do you agree?
Uh, yeah, I do agree. I do agree, but we cannot help because it's human tendency. We can only work on ourselves and try not to do because that we are aware, we know that it's not going to yield anything. So you might as well live in the reality or, work on today than wondering about what is going to happen in future. So yes, I agree. We tend to suffer more, instead of living in the present, we focus and we kind of channelize all our resources, all our energy in thinking, in anticipating what is supposed to be happening or what will happen if this happens, if that happens.
Hmm.
So that if is basically not helping us in any way. So yeah,
Hmm.
I completely agree. But
Hmm.
as you said, you include yourself as well into people who actually do that. I'm also no exception. I also fall into that category. Helplessly, I do kind of tend to uh,
Hmm.
think what could be the outcome, or what would happen, what will happen, fearing, of things, of consequences. But I guess it's human nature. So I do try my level best to kind of pull myself back whenever that happens to me. However, it's not as easy as it may seem to be. It is very difficult to get hold of your imagination, have that complete control over your thought process. Mind is little funny. It will
Yes.
it will
Mm,
land up thinking about things that you don't want to, or you're avoiding, or you think that you're sure that they're not going to be, helpful for you, but it just wanders. You cannot do much about it. But yes, you can
mm,
definitely be aware and try to kind of condition yourself as much as possible.
yes, yes, ma'am. And human, ma'am, we have tend to get into and picking up the negative things most of the time. Just for example, last week, we heard a news of the plane crash in Ahmedabad. The plane crashed into a building. So after that, I watched some video. In that video, the crew members, were praying before taking off. And these kind of video I rarely watched before that. And we just picked up these kind of things in our mind, and we have a fear of about our future. We keep thinking again and again, over and over. And it is also all about our negative thought process. So if we try to find out, ma'am, what is the reason of picking up, taking the negative things in our life, we easily relate our life with our negative things. We relate our life. Oh, and it's much harder to take in the positive things in life. If we hear some news, if we hear some incident, so we can't take in positive thing in our life. And we humans tend to take in negative things in our life. If we heard about, and especially if I talk about the news also, we heard about any terrible incident and we try to relate our life. So what is the reason to take in the negative thoughts in our mind? The thoughts keep we can say
Haunting.
just haunting. Yes, that is the correct word.
Yes. Uh, I think I may not be correct, but this is what my understanding is. It's basically the fear that makes us to think about the negative. Okay. And in order to kind of think positive, you need to condition your psych, psych, psyche, right? You need to tell yourself that not everything bad will happen to you. The fear of not being capable or not being able to control or to kind of, handle the situation. Yeah. The
Mm,
incapability is what triggers the thought process.
mm,
Yeah. For example, if we wonder, like the example that you gave, the plane crash. Yeah.
mm,
I guess nowadays everyone flies. Yeah, everyone flies. Most of them, to kind of avoid and to kind of take care of the time that goes into travel, they fly. So we all know that life is uncertain. However,
yes.
we want to
Mm,
get hold over our life. Our lives, we feel that we need to have complete control. And the
mm,
moment you realize that there's something still remaining and you cannot get hold of it, cannot get control of complete, uh, you know, uh, what is it? Complete control over it, you tend to fear. And
yes, ma'am.
fear triggers the negative thoughts. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if I
Mm,
go down? What if I fail? What if I? So in order to kind of, get rid or get at least a little relief from all this, you can tell yourself, or you can condition yourself to accept the failure. You
mm,
cannot be winning all the time. Yeah. There
mm,
are few things. that are not in your control, and you need to give into it. You need to kind of allow things to happen. It's okay
mm,
to tell yourself failure is okay. You know, you cannot be successful all the time, and it's
mm,
required. Failure is also required. These are the conditions when when you realize that there is something over, there's some past, there's
mm,
something over and above you. So you need to allow that self. Once you
mm,
start allowing yourself to be wrong, to be unfortunate, to be unsuccessful, once you start allowing, probably the optimistic side of yours will, come into the picture. You will start
mm,
seeing the positives in the verses and the adverse situations. For
mm,
example, when I know there is nothing, in my case, I'll tell you, if
mm,
there is something bad happening, I said, what worse can happen? If this is what it is, I am in a worse situation already. What at the most, what worse will happen? And what is the biggest fear is death. So, what you need to tell yourself, self counseling has to happen. You should tell yourself that it is okay. If you fail, it's okay. The fear of not being able to be answerable, or you're not able to face somebody, it's not required, because there not even a single human being on this face of earth has been completely successful in everything and anything. Yeah. So when everyone is failure somewhere or the other, why would you want to prove yourself for something which is so very, what do you say? It's not real. Yeah.
yes,
So
yes, only imagination.
allow yourself to begin with. Allow yourself. It's okay. If you're miserable, you're bad, you don't have this, you don't know that. It is okay. It is absolutely fine. So once you start doing that, you will start getting optimistic. Okay, this is what it is. What bad could happen? Only the good will happen now from here onward, from here for moving forward, right? So that is how
Mm,
you get into optimistic. Otherwise, you will
mm,
always keep, be trapped in this. You need to kind of allow yourself to fail. It is okay, is what you have to tell yourself, and probably that will instill the optimism that you're talking about, which will help
yeah,
you to avoid or get away
mm.
with wrong or negative thought process.
Yes, yes, ma'am, you are right. And we feel miserable in no imagination, not in reality. We allow our mind to run the wildly our imaginations, and we are thinking sometimes our past, what had happened if I had done it, and what my life would have been different. And what if is also, I think, ma'am, we feel in more miserable. We are
Correct.
sometimes living in the past, we are sometimes living in the future, but we are not allowed to live ourselves in reality and present time. And if we
Correct.
allow ourselves to live in the present times, I think our life much better.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Much sorted, more easy, much enjoyable.
Yes.
Which I
And
think this happens mostly with the women.
hmm,
Men are pressurized with, they are absolutely piled up with expectations. Yeah,
hmm,
they're expected to do everything and know everything on the face of the earth, which is why they get little anxious, and
hmm,
that takes them to think negatively. Then keep
hmm,
worrying, keep bothering, keep, being in tension all the time.
hmm.
So this
Most of
pressure,
and most of time, ma'am, our fears are just in a storm in a teapot. There is a
yes,
nothing. Just it is our imagination that is we feel scared.
correct,
No,
correct,
I would like to share my experience, ma'am. Whenever I get transferred, and that I usually so overthinking, so overconscious about my new place, my new office, new school. What if the students are not no good according to their behavior, according to no standard of their level. Sometimes in the rural areas we have to face especially the students level, they are from the humble background, and sometimes we face also the language barrier also, we can't understand their language properly. So after that we can easily handle, and we should remind also, we cross the bridge when we will come to it, but we forget about when we are in a tough situation. But we have to keep remind again and again. And you know, well said, especially the women's, they are no tend to overthinking again and again, not overthinking in future about, sometimes they also regret about their past. So we should also know leave these kind of things. So ma'am, what is the best technique? How can we stop
Stop
feel
expect,
miserable imaginations? Because
stop,
we
ex-
know very well. Hmm.
stop expecting is the only answer. Stop expecting. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
stop
Hmm.
expecting that you are supreme. Stop
Hmm.
expecting that you will know everything. Stop expecting
Hmm.
that you can do everything. No, you cannot.
Hmm.
There will be a point in time that you will come to realization that yes, not everything is possible, and it's
Hmm.
okay because we are humans, and just like every other animal existing on this earth, we also have our limitations. Of course, we are little upper hand. We have a little upper hand, in contrast in uh, what to say comparison to other animals or other human living beings. But that does not make us supreme. There is something supreme above us as well. So allow others also to perform. Simple as that.
Yes.
Not try
Hmm.
to reach out doing everything. It's not
Hmm.
possible. Do not expect. Stop expecting. Be real that this is what I am. This is what my capacity is. This is how much I
Hmm.
can push. This is how much my limit is. And that's it. Full stop. Yeah.
Yes, it is okay if we are imperfect, and there is a no need to be perfect.
There is nothing perfect. There is no,
Hmm.
I don't think, I haven't seen anything perfect until now.
Hmm.
Not even
Yes,
a
ma'am.
single human being, not even a single thing. Even a non living object is also not perfect. No matter how
Hmm.
hard you try, there will be some imperfection somewhere or the other. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, stop expecting that you can and you are supreme. Just relax, be, do whatever you can, and
Hmm.
just try to gain happiness in every moment that you live. Be thankful to God for every
Yes.
breath
Hmm.
that okay, I'm alive. Yeah.
I
So I
am
guess,
alive. Yes, I
yeah,
have so many things we can enjoy.
yeah, of course, yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. So, have you ever, ma'am, experienced that time you feel so miserable, constantly think about your.
Every day. Every day, Vijayalakshmi, every day. Especially
Hmm.
after I became parent, I was, I felt miserable the first 3 months.
Hmm.
Because there were so many things I was still in the process of learning. Though I had read many books before I could conceive, during my pregnancy and postnatal as well. However, the more I read, I felt the less I know because there is always much to kind of explore, much to kind of know. So I felt miserable. And now till date, I feel miserable because I feel somewhere, I feel I fall short. I am not a perfect parent. I'm trying to, and the process will go on until I die probably. I'll still keep learning what's parenting is. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yes, there have been instances in my life, but yes, I am also blessed with an optimistic mind wherein I do not look at the problem. I quickly, whenever the problem occurs, I quickly search for solutions and do not sit with it. And I also give myself uh, that leeway of being incorrect, of being imperfect. I am
Hmm.
imperfect and I'm proud to be the way I am because I'm happy with whatever I am. So I guess this is what we all need to learn that
mm,
I am imperfect, my process is on, and
mm,
it will go on, right? I will become the better me the very next time, or the coming
mm,
coming day. So it's okay as long as you are growing, and this keeps you growing also, right? You cannot be learned. You cannot be learned.
mm.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, ma'am. And when we realized, oh, it is a journey, it is not a destination. The point is no destination, it is a journey. We keep learning, we keep going, and we can face no each and everything. Just it is our imagination that we feel miserable. No, it is not reality. And sometimes we feel no miserable thinking about the past, and we are feel miserable twice and thrice.
double. Yeah, correct, correct.
Yes.
Because the more you think, the more you dwell, I guess
Mm,
it will make you feel miserable. It will only make you feel pathetic. I
yes, yes,
wouldn't
ma'am.
have done this. I shouldn't have been there. No, it
Mm,
was, it was fate. It was bound to happen. It happened. It was destined.
mm,
You just
yes.
accepted the way it happened.
Mm. Sometimes
Probably
something is
have
destined. Yes.
changed because of you. If that
Mm,
wouldn't have happened, probably that incident or event must have instilled or it must have helped you in kind of, getting some understanding. If not anything, I keep saying this to everybody. If not anything, you will always gain experience. Yeah,
mm. Yes, yes, ma'am.
experience is something which comes to you for everything that happens with you, right? So everything is experience, right? So if not anything, experience is
Mm,
something that happens. That's inevitable. So just be happy
mm,
with the experience because experience is going to take you a long way, right? It's going to help you in future, right?
mm,
So yeah,
mm.
it's good. I feel good when I feel miserable.
Yes, ma'am. In nutshell, we can say the we should not cry over the spilled milk, and we will cross the bridge when we will come to it. So there is a no need to worry about the future and past, and just live in a present time and enjoy present time.
That's
And
uh,
constantly, we should aware and
correct.
keep reminding our no our head and our thought process, oh, it is the present, we are not in still past and we are not in future, we have to enjoy present moment.
Absolutely agree.
Mm.
Everyone has to kind of come to realization. Once this is there, you're sorted.
Mm.
Nothing is going to be impossible. Then you will feel less miserable. I would say.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorted,
Mm.
you will feel less miserable.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. If we know, we feel we aware about these kind of things, so that time we feel less miserable, and we are pushing our thought process negative to positive.
Absolutely. It will automatically. You don't have to do anything. Once you
Mm,
allow yourself, you start allowing things, everything
mm,
is going to turn into positive.
yes, yes, positive. So in that manner, we can say if we are thinking positive, so we feel less miserable, and even we don't feel miserable.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Chalo, it was a nice thing. Thank you so much. I guess you're very thoughtful when it comes to bringing topics to the discussion. So I
Thank you,
really,
ma'am. Thank you. And you explain in very smooth and simple manner. I also got clear so many things.
yeah, it
Allow
is
the things.
give and
Mm,
take. It's give and take. And
mm.
I guess this conversation happens. You will be surprised. I may have not shared this with you, but you'll be surprised every time. I guess this is the third time that we are kind of in
Ma'am, we
conversation.
are
When
connecting third time. Mm.
yes, so all the three times the topics and the discussions that we have had, it was absolute to something that has just happened with me. So basically, you're trying to help me resolve. When
Thank
you're
you.
saying things, discussing things with somebody, and it basically you're passively telling yourself as well, right? The
Yes, yes.
conditioning is happening, right? While you're talking
Mm.
to somebody. So when you talk
Mm.
about it, you are convinced as well. So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
feeling for me for three times in a row. Every topic that you've brought in, something or the other has happened in the recent events for the same thing. So it is like
Mm.
really counseling kind of thing for me.
Yes, ma'am. I have read a quote somewhere. If we are thinking constantly about the trouble, so it means you are borrowing the trouble from the future. So
That's
if we are discuss something, so I think we are borrow from the something from universe.
right. Yeah,
So
correct.
we want to borrow some positive things, positive energy from the universe.
Yes, absolutely. Chalo, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thanks for your time. It was lovely talking to you and hopefully in future as well. Yeah, we'll come
Thank you.
again.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Have a great day, ma'am.